God, so I just watched House of the Dragon and I'm exhausted. I guess I can give the show credit for putting me through something. You know, if you don't feel anything, it must be trash. I am perplexed. I don't even know if I'm going to be able to talk a lot, which I'm sure some of you must be happy about, but I was screaming like halfway, 3/3 of the way through this, because it's like, what the fuck am I looking at? And then it's like, as I continued watching, just like, oh, just settled in. And you know what? I'm one of those people that didn't like the last season of Game of Thrones, and to be very honest, the last few seasons were kind of janky, so I tell people up to season 4, great. After that, I don't know. You know, I watched the rest of it and I wasn't necessarily up in arms until season 7, but if we track the storyline, things start to get fuzzy around season 5. Some people might say around season 4, but I'll give season 4 a pass. It was a transitional period and it was good for the most part. House of Dragon is, oh my god, what is it about? What is it about? So, oh my god, House of Dragon is a story about the rise of the House Targaryen. I sound crazy because I feel crazy, guys. I feel insane. I don't even know how I watch this, because full disclosure, I wasn't planning to watch this show like at all. It didn't matter how much news came out. It didn't matter who was writing it. I was so upset with how they ended Game of Thrones that I was like, yeah, sure, you'll do better if you go back in the past and do a prequel series. Right. Right. In my crunk voice. I was just like, no, I don't give a fuck. I don't care. And then I started watching it because my sister said, you know what, you should watch this. It will be good for your reviews, negative or positive, and it will gain some traction. So I thought, you know what, let me just try it out. First 10 minutes, 20 minutes in, I'm bored, you know. I can see where it's going, and I didn't like it. But because it's Game of Thrones, there is still a curveball to be thrown in. And let me say, this is a bit of a tangent. I will say, what this show did, it did very well. Okay? And it really made me miss Game of Thrones. Because with Game of Thrones, it just goes there. It doesn't give a fuck about your sensibilities, about your feelings. It's going to be as close to historically accurate as it can be about the past, while also interjecting them through the future so that you can stand to watch it. Because if it was just fully the year 100, we probably couldn't watch it at all, because all the crazy shit would just be like, what the flying fuck is this? But barring the fucks that fly, I miss Game of Thrones. That's what I realize as I'm watching this show, that I really miss Game of Thrones, and that it makes me just upset all over again at the ending. So this is about the prequel series that finds themselves in the Targaryen dynasty at the absolute apex of its power, with more than 15 dragons under their yoke. In the case of the Targaryens, their slow fall begins almost 193 years before the events of Game of Thrones, when King Viserys Targaryen breaks with a century of tradition by naming his daughter Rhaenyra heir to the Iron Throne. So the first episode is setting all of that up. One thing that I did like, because I'm about to get into a lot of things that I didn't really, when they were naming Rhaenyra Queen, and this was the only thing I did like about it, you got to see the Vale person, the Baratheon person, the Stark person. So it was cool to see like the ancestors of some of our favorite characters in the show. House Baratheon causing trouble already, so you get little seeds of like, yeah, it might happen in 100 years, but House Baratheon been causing trouble, and House Baratheon is sneaky still. So it was great to see that, to see the beginning of House Baratheon being like, you know what, you can see a little bit of their violent streak, and it's gonna make sense how they end up taking over the throne and everything. Let's talk about King Viserys. Fish, what the fuck? Who gave you the right to scream at people about your wife's death when you killed her? I didn't even realize the kid died. Like, I thought so, because there's these weird throwing up sounds like it was choking on blood or something, which is possible. Like, C-sections in real life, you have to like drain the blood, that way the baby doesn't, whatever. But I don't know exactly what happened, but like, good for you, bitch. Of course you lost your son, because you killed your wife to get a boy, then you lost it. So yes, you deserve to be sad, and you better be sad about your goddamn wife. I couldn't believe that he had the gall to be upset at people about what happened when he caused it. The position gave him an unorthodox way of getting the baby, and he didn't even think too long about it. He didn't even say, give me some time to think on it. He was like, you can save the baby, kill her, helped them hold her down, and they showed it to us. Guys, my voice sounds this raspy because I just went through it. I watched the late queen get a forced C-section, bleed all over the place, and die. Not soon after, days before, she begs him to have this be the last pregnancy because she doesn't want to go through the death of any more children and the pain anymore. She is quoted to call giving birth a battlefield, which I agree with. I don't want no goddamn kids. And then he just kills her because she thinks, this will be worth it if I have a son. This is the olden days, so I'm not going to get on the toxic masculinity thing, but I will get on it in this sense, and I'm going to let it go. You don't have to push the narrative of female empowerment by making men terrible. It defeats the purpose. It doesn't make me as a woman feel powerful to watch a woman in adversity over terrible men. If women can't find power in peace, then we will never have rest. And I really feel like y'all writers need to understand that. Why is it that in this day and age when you make a show, you have to push female empowerment, but in order to make the men that may be watching feel bad about disliking the idea of feminism and female empowerment, you have to make sure the men are absolute shitheads? Like, that's not fair. I'm not talking about fair to the men, I'm talking about fair to the women. That's not fair to us. I don't think it's fair that like the only way I can be validated to have rights is to show how men abuse their rights. Like, yeah, we have to have rights because men are abusive. Like, no, like, I would need at least a few of these rights, whether they were abusive or not. They seem to have a pretty okay marriage, but he wanted a son so bad that he was willing to kill her for it. The blood, the gore, the baby crying, her shrieks of pain as they were cutting into her, it was so visceral. I felt weird. And then the Hightower guy, who is shown to have this sort of moral compass, but then he convinces his daughter but he's the guardian of Alicent. He tells her to dress up like a woman. And go into the king's chambers. When I saw that scene, I screamed, I turned off, my device. I paused the video. I went into a rant with my brother. I was like, HBO, don't fucking do this. Don't do this. Because at this point in time, by this time, we had seen Daemon chop off heads, chop off limbs, chop off dicks. So we have seen a lot of visceral stuff. We have seen the brothel scene. Like, that was around the time when Daemon came around, I stopped being bored. So I'll give them that. They found a way to reel me back in. But then, I don't know if anything happened, because they alluded to it very heavily, and she did what he said, but they seemed to just share a heart-to-heart moment. But you all know, if you watch fantasy stuff, or olden times medieval stuff, that go care for him in his chambers and wear your mother's good clothes. That means go over there and comfort him, and if he wants to bang you, let him knock your boots. I felt sick, because are you really telling me that with all the other craziness that's happening, Alicent is about to get railed by the king? Now, I don't know if it really happened or not. They just alluded to it, but there wasn't a scene or like he walked over to her to hug her or to pull her over to the bed, so we don't know what happens to the next episode. But that made me feel sick to my stomach. Like, I was already hype off of the craziness of the episode, but once they alluded to Alicent helping, air quotes, the king, after I got upset about it, then I ranted for a few seconds and I came back. This monotonity in my voice is like the energy just drained from my body. Guys, this show, I think it's not gonna be good. Okay. I never wanted to watch it in the first place. This episode, oof. I was actually starting to enjoy it when Daemon came around, because I'm like, oh, he's crazy. There's gonna be a lot of drama. I'm here for it. You know, Daemon made it more interesting. His dynamic with the council was interesting. The scorned black nigga who wanted to be king adjacent or queen adjacent, he was not really interesting, but his dynamic of wanting Daemon to have what he wants was interesting. But everything put together with the wife and the little girl, Alicent, I don't care if they're practically 14 or 15 in the show, they look really, really young. I felt so uncomfortable. And it was so terrible, because it's like, I want to be annoyed that you're pushing a narrative instead of just making something powerful. But now, I have to agree with it, because you're making these men disgusting. You want to know the best way to get a point across? Is without making the other side seem weak. One of the reasons I like Totally Spies and Kim Possible and Kids Next Door, they didn't make the girl seem strong, making the guy seem dumb and weak. And I guess some people could argue that Ron seemed dumb, but Ron wasn't dumb, he was just clumsy. When you watch shows like that, the men are weak. The women are just powerful. And then the men help. And then they might have an episode or two where it's a strong man and the woman helps. I feel empty. This show made me feel empty. Let me just say one thing about the show now. I don't like it. I'm gonna continue to watch it because they've at least got me intrigued. I'm not bored. But I'm not happy about this. I'm not happy about Rhaenyra being queen, but being heir. But it seemed like she wanted it. But then she said she's comfortable with her life the way it is. And now like she doesn't want it. Like, bitch, make up your mind. But I will say, if she doesn't want it, that will make this show a lot better for me. Because I love a protagonist that doesn't want the gift. They're the best type of protagonist. Hashtag angst on account. I'll just talk about Daemon. I thought he was really interesting. All Daemons are it. I want to see what he's going to do to clap back at his brother, because he wanted the throne. So that'll be instant drama. The king ain't shit. I don't feel sorry for him. And if he touches Alicent, it's over. it's over. I'll be 100% Team Daemon, knocking that head off. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching this more chill, laid back, sad ass video. See you for the next episode of House of the Dragon. May the gods of the Seven Kingdoms be with your asses. Anyways, goodbye, Simmers. Sul. That king is disgusting as fuck.